Good morning, Jamie filling in for Tom today. It is January 5th, 2023, and our 10 at 10 today is going to be a checklist for closing a master file. This is what I do behind the scenes, and our agents, they follow along, and it's just, a double check. So let's go to share my screen here. And there we go. So this is the file that Next Home Champions go through to make sure that they have everything that they need and I have everything that I need. Property address, I already did pre-fill it out. So property address, the MLS number, the purchase agreement date, which can be found on the purchase agreement, the accepted date, sale price, the terms. This is a commercial property. West Michigan Home Investors bought it. I'm not going to put our sellers' names on that. I don't think our clients would appreciate that. So I did leave that one blank. But yeah, just the title company for both, listing agent, selling agent, their office. And then we come down here. I shouldn't have those checked. And then I go through and I go into Dotloop. Dotloop is a handy little tool that lets us share documents, sign documents with our clients. So the first thing on our list was the Alta. So here it is. Give it a minute. All right, here it is. I do have the borrower, the buyer, and the seller ones. And I just go through, make sure that everything makes sense, looks good. There are times where I do highlight things to make sure that we do have them as a double check. So let's go back to our closing file and we can check that off.
Make sure you
Copy of our closing. Here it is. It looks like we have that and everything checks out. The checks were deposited. Good to go. So we're going to go back to our file and we're going to check that off. Our purchase agreement with any addendums. So down here, it does say all documents pertaining to this sale, which if there is addendums, that's usually where I check that box. If there's not, then it doesn't need to be checked. So let's go back to our purchase agreement and we're just making sure that everything is signed, dated, which in Dotloop is really nice because as soon as they sign it, it actually timestamps it with the date and the time. So if we scroll all the way to the bottom here and yep, all of this information, no contingencies, the sale price looks good. It matches what I have. And we just want to make sure that both parties have signed it. Sorry, scrolling kind of fast here. Both parties have signed it. Looks good to go. And I'm going to go back into my closing file and I'm going to check that one off. Escrow check. Some of this stuff may seem, why do we do it? Why it's kind of repetitive, but just in case, you want to be covered just in case an audit does happen. Earnest money deposit. Of course, there's an earnest money deposit. However, there is bank information on there and I am not going to show that to you, but I am going to check it off my list. And seller's disclosure. Again, just making sure everything is signed and checked off the list. Looks good. Tom is the buyer in here, which is kind of funny because he did not sign it, but I know that is his and we're going to go ahead and accept that. Lead-based paint, it's a thing, right? It needs to be addressed even if it's not a thing in the house. So we're just going to make sure that they read over, we give them a pamphlet, they read over it, they make sure they fill out which boxes pertains to them. There's different forms for this. And so we are good to go on this one too. So we're going to go ahead and click that. Agency relationships, big thing, right? We got to make sure that they know that we're there for them. And we have this right here. This is our exclusive buyer agency one. Works for both. Everything is checked, signed, and dated, and so we're good to go on that one. We're not gonna do that. It's kind of redundant on this list, the buyer's agency contract. It's the same thing. And then we're gonna just do all remaining documents, which there is one addendum. And I have included that right here. And it says, yep, you know, Lori, Tom's wife, she has to be present as the co-borrower. And we are good on that. So once all of that is done, we go down here and we do our back office stuff. We close it out in the next home reporting, we close it out in the MLS, and then we make sure that we get our agents paid and everybody is happy. So anybody have any questions? All right, you guys, do your best to make today awesome.